Morning friends, happy Friday, how the heck are you doing? And can you believe that William is the president of the Football Association in the UK? Another meaningless title, by the way. And he did not attend even one of England's World Cup matches. Matches which were literally published weeks in advance. The whole world knew when these matches would be played, and he didn't even attend one. But that's not the point of the story. The point of this story is what Hello magazine are trying to tell everyone without writing the words. They've made up excuses for him here, but look at the photograph they've chosen. There's literally hundreds of thousands of photographs of William watching his team, Aston Villa, which he manages to go and see a lot, even in Europe, right? Thousands of photos, and they've chosen this one. Why? Because the journalists want to put the story in a hidden way behind the story. If they wrote something about William's temper or behaviour, they'd probably be sued by Palace lawyers or get a call from Kensington Palace and get a slap on the wrists. This photo tells you everything that they want to tell you about William. And he's well known, but frankly unpublished, anger issues. Not a good look for the future unelected head of state. If we have a monarchy by then, hopefully we won't. Laziness on his behalf, not to even go and see one match. Unbelievable, really, when he's a well-known football fan and he can see his own personal private team all over Europe and in the UK via private jet.
Prince William shows off his secret new skill. And when I show you guys the new skill, you will be amazed. I mean, it's magnificent. Yes. He was able to carry a whole chair up a flight of stairs. What the fuck?
For me, sport instilled essential core values from a very young age, but it didn't shape my identity as a young man. The British Army did. When I hung up my uniform, I felt like I'd lost not just my profession, but a part of my purpose too. During both combat tours of Afghanistan, I witnessed firsthand the human cost of conflict, once from the ground and once from the air. But what I didn't fully anticipate was the sheer number of life-changing visible and invisible wounds that would impact my brothers and sisters in arms, as well as their families. And it wasn't until 2013 in Colorado Springs when I visited the Warrior Games and watched American wounded service members compete that I realized something remarkable. I didn't just see recovery, I saw possibility. I saw individuals develop an unshakable resolve that what happened to them will not be the end of their story. And many of those competing had never considered themselves athletes before. Many had never tried their chosen sport before, let alone using it for recovery. And yet in the arena, sport wasn't simply rebuilding strength, it was restoring confidence, purpose, identity, and connection. That's when I realized something profound. That sport isn't just entertainment and competition. Sport is medicine. It reaches places that surgery cannot. Therapies sometimes struggle to, and words often never will. It challenges the body, focuses the mind, and gives people permission to believe that what once seemed impossible may still be within reach. And in doing so, it helps whole families heal too. It's a reminder to all of us that the comeback is better than the setback.
The UK media out here, Olympic-level gymnastics trying to cover for Prince William, is a total comedy show. So England makes it all the way to the World Cup semi-finals in the States. And where is the actual patron of the Football Association? Nowhere. Not a single match. Instead, Kensington Palace drops a tweet saying he's gutted and signs it with a W. Wow, William, truly inspiring leadership there, typing a one-word text from a couch. Meanwhile, Hello magazine and the rest of the tabloid defense squad immediately scramble to print excuses. They're running these deep pieces about how he's prioritizing family time and recycling the exact same photos we've seen for months. But wait, regular people have working eyes. We've seen William screaming his lungs out in the VIP boxes at Aston Villa matches all season, so he can show up for his club team on a Tuesday night, but flying out to support the actual national team at a World Cup is too much cardio. The King of Spain and other royals crossed the Atlantic to back their squads, but the future King of England couldn't be bothered unless they made the final. Talk about conditional energy. It's lazy, and it's a terrible look for the country. The contrast is wild when you look at Harry. While William is managing his PR image through corporate tweets, Harry is consistently on the ground showing up for people who actually need it. The wounded soldiers, the kids at Wellchild, Scotty's little soldiers. No excuses, no manufactured tantrums in the press, just real presence. Harry puts the work in where it matters, while the UK media continues to prop up William's ghost routine like he deserves a medal just for watching the game on TV. The timing is never a coincidence with these people. The second Harry steps foot on UK soil, the Palace panic button gets pressed hard. Suddenly, William is out here running around doing these floppy, manufactured PR stunts just to scream, "Look at me, I'm working, I'm the relevant one." It's hilarious because it's so transparent. Harry comes to town to do actual boots-on-the-ground work for charities that mean something, and the Palace wall starts shaking. They know Harry has that natural charisma they just can't buy, so William has to jump out of bed and scramble to find a photo up. But you can't fake real connection. While Harry is moving with genuine purpose, William's camp is just throwing pasta at the wall to see what sticks for the morning headlines. It's pure deflection. They think if they schedule enough random royal handshakes and drop enough puff pieces in Hello magazine, regular people won't notice that William couldn't even bother to hop on a flight for the national football team. The media can try to hype up these empty stunts all they want, but the desperation is loud. Harry's mere presence has them sweating through their tailored suits, and no amount of recycled PR can cover up who is actually showing up and who is just playing for the cameras. That Time100 Sports Gala speech was a masterclass in how you actually handle a platform. While William is hiding behind basic tweets signed with a single letter, Harry gets up on a global stage in New York and reminds everyone what real leadership looks like. He didn't drop some boring, stuffy royal speech written by a committee. He spoke from the heart about how sport is medicine and how the British Army shaped his actual identity. He dropped lines like, "Our service to others never ends," and "Around Invictus, we call it service after service." That is a bar. But here's the most human parts of the night that shows the absolute contrast between Harry and the Palace machine. Offstage, he's mingling with real people, and when someone asks how King Charles is doing after their private meeting, Harry just says, "He's doing great," and brags about his kids growing like weeds. No drama, no media leaks to damage his family, no manufactured tantrums, just an elegant, grounded guy showing love to his dad, holding it down for wounded veterans, and going home to his wife and kids. You know the British press is absolutely crying tears of blood over this. They wanted him to look messy, they wanted him to look desperate, but instead, he walks into a room full of global sports icons like LeBron James and completely commands the room. That's the difference. You can buy all the PR stunts you want to make William look busy, but you can't buy the kind of effortless respect Harry gets just by being himself and doing the work. The media double standards are loud. It is wild out here. You've got the press screaming from the rooftops about how Prince William is obsessed with being king, like he's playing some high-stakes chess match for the throne. But regular people look at his actual day-to-day schedule and ask, okay, but what is he actually doing for the people of England? The math isn't mathing. He does the absolute bare minimum, skips out on massive national duties, and the press treats it like a masterclass in royal restraint. If he stays home, he's prioritizing his inner peace. If he shows up to a club football match but ignores the national team, they write an essay explaining why it's actually a brilliant strategy. The media defense squad will literally build a fortress around this man to protect him from even a shred of real accountability. It is a joke. Meanwhile, Harry breathes in California and the UK tabloids treat it like a Category 5 hurricane. Harry can walk his dog, grab a green juice, or give a brilliant, inspiring speech to wounded veterans, and the press flips their collective lid. They track his every move, twist his words, and invent these unhinged breaking news crises out of thin air. It's total doom reporting and toxic double standards. One brother gets a lifetime pass for ghosting his actual job, while the other gets relentlessly slammed just for living his life, doing real charity work, and being a good husband and dad. Regular people see right through the circus. It's not journalism, it's just a desperate smear machine trying to cover for the heir's lack of hustle.
And here is the crazy part. William is out here completely obsessed with the idea of wearing that crown, but he doesn't want to do a single lick of the actual work that comes with it. The man is ready to rule, but he ain't ready to serve anybody but himself. Let's keep it real. In the real world, if you want the big promotion and the top title, you usually have to show up to work. You can't just clock in for 20 minutes, look miserable in a tailored suit, ghost the national team, and then expect everyone to bow down. Being a king is supposed to be about public service, meaning the public, not your own personal schedule and VIP football boxes. But William treats the monarchy like a country club membership he was born into. He wants the perks, the status, the media protection, and the absolute power. But the second it requires some real hustle or stepping out of his comfort zone, he is completely missing in action. Regular people see right through that energy. It's like that lazy coworker who does nothing all shift but spends the whole day talking about how they're going to run the company one day. He's not trying to be a leader for the people. He's just trying to protect his brand. You can't claim you're ready to lead a nation when you can't even get off the couch to back them on the global stage. It is pure selfishness wrapped up in a royal crest, and no amount of palace spin can make it look like anything else. I am screaming. I am actually losing my mind. The UK media has officially hit rock bottom, and they're digging through the floor. A few weeks ago, these clowns printed actual real-life headlines praising Prince William for, wait for it, carrying a folding chair. I wish I was making this up. They literally called it Prince William's new skill. Are you kidding me? Moving basic furniture across a room is a skill now? Regular people out here are working 12-hour shifts, pulling double duties, setting up entire event halls, moving couches up 3 flights of stairs, and nobody is throwing them a parade. But the future King of England lifts a piece of plastic and metal with his own 2 hands, and the press treats it like he just discovered fire. The bar is on the floor. No, scratch that. The bar is buried in the Earth's crust. It is the most hilarious, out-of-touch propaganda I have ever seen in my life. It just shows how desperate the media is to make this man look like a hard worker. They have so little real footage of him actually breaking a sweat or doing anything useful for the public that they have to hype up basic physics. Look, the prince understands gravity. Praise him. It's insulting to regular people's intelligence. While Harry is out here organising entire international sporting events for wounded veterans and doing real heavy lifting for charity, the British press is clapping like seals because William managed not to drop a stool. The double standards are a joke, the hype is fake, and honestly, if carrying a chair is a special talent, then every single bartender, school teacher and construction worker in the world deserves a royal title immediately.
Let's drop the royal script for a minute and look at the real-life score structure. While the palace is busy handing out gold stars to people for basically standing still, Prince Harry's out here operating on a whole different level. Look at the Invictus Games. That isn't just some glossy royal patronage where you turn up, cut a ribbon, shake 3 hands and dip back to the mansion. The man literally built an international movement from the ground up to give wounded, injured and sick veterans their pride and purpose back. That is real-world impact. That's what a global statesman actually looks like. Regular people watch this and think, man, we really backed the wrong horse. You look at the current royal setup in the UK, total ghost town energy. They got people who don't want to work, people who skip out on massive national events, and a press pack that has to invent skills like carrying chairs just to make them look useful. It makes you wish Harry was the one wearing the crown. If Harry was running the show, you know it wouldn't be about stuffy protocols, hidden bank accounts, and leaking nasty stories to the tabloids to make yourself look better. It would be about real action. The man has natural charisma, he actually listens to people, and he knows what it means to serve because he put the boots on and served himself. He connects with the street level because he isn't afraid to be human. But instead of letting a natural leader lead, the UK press tried to destroy him for choosing his wife and kids over their toxic system. They wanted him isolated, but instead he's on the world stage commanding the room at the Time100 Sports Gala, dropping wisdom and hanging out with actual global icons. The double standards are officially dead in the water. Harry doesn't need a palace balcony or a crown to look like a king. He's already doing the job better than the guys sitting on the thrones, just by showing up and doing the real work. Thanks for watching, Squaddies. I really hope you enjoyed this podcast breakdown. Please let me know what your thoughts on this. Blessed weekend. See you all in the next video. Goodbye.